Alright, so a lot of you have been asking for this, and this is going to be a very, I'm going to say natural video. I mean, not that any of mine are like stupidly over edited or anything like that anyway, but I just want to talk for a few minutes. I say a few, that will lead on to about 30 minutes probably, but I want to talk about how you can get prepared on your Draenei or Blood Elf ready for the pre-patch. Now, time is going to be of the essence, because the longer you take to level, you know, the less time you've got to get some gear before the Dark Portal actually opens. Or, you know, that could even just be PvPing, because that would probably be my recommendation, because you're not gonna, you're gonna have to do all the attunements and everything like that before you can get in Oni. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's not worth doing and getting a few bits of gear that way, but to be honest with you, me personally, if I was going in, you know, as a Draenei Shaman or a Blood Elf Paladin, whatever, I'd probably just grab some PvP gear. You know, hopefully you've probably got a guild that might carry you through, like AQ or whatever. But you know, I wouldn't stress about the gear too much, if I'm honest. I think the getting to 60 as quick as possible is going to be key, and I'm going to give you some tips on what I would personally do. Now, I'm not doing it, so I'll just put it out there straight away. Like, I'm not leveling a Draenei in the pre-patch. I might start one just to see how populated the zone is, just mess about on it, but I don't actually intend on getting a level 60 Shaman before the pre-patch, the Dark Portal opens, because I'm just not that bothered. Now, before we get into it, obviously, if you do like this video, please make sure you like. It helps a lot. I'm going to be doing something weird soon, which it's more of a test. So every time any video I do, this is a lot by the way, any video I do hits 4K likes. Now, I've looked through historically, and there's only a few videos that have even had 1K likes. But based on the amount of views I get, if I get any video, it could be one of my oldest videos, a new video, every time one of them hits 4K likes, I'm going to do a month giveaway, and then I'll just pin a comment saying that the giveaway's been done on that video. So yes, it's going to generate engagement. Yes, it's probably going to help me with the algorithm, but it's not selfish, because there's probably, I don't know, 300 videos, so it's probably about $3,000 worth of game time that I'm going to give away. So once you finish liking this video, maybe go through and like a few others. And obviously make sure you subscribe and come check me out over on Twitch, twitch.tv/Scottejaye87. Everything you need to know is in the description below. So I think understanding what professions you want to be is key, and the reason I say that's key is because you might not be loaded with gold, but you still want to re-roll to Shaman or Paladin or just Draenei, Blood Elf in general, whatever. I'm going to go in to TBC with a gathering profession. So my Druid is going to be skinning, level working, and I'm going to be dropping skinning. By then, my alt rogue will be maxed mining, herbalism, so then I can drop the skinning for, I don't know, whatever, engineering, alchemy, dual crafting, whatever I decide to go. So I mean, I think it's probably worth doing your professions along the way. You can absolutely not worry about getting enough mats for blacksmithing. So this is what I'm saying. Let's pretend you're an enhancement shaman, you know, a Draenei enhancement shaman, and you want to level blacksmithing ready for TBC. You might as well go mining and blacksmithing on the shaman, but already have a full set of blacksmithing materials to obviously max it to 300. So now you're probably thinking, well, what's the point of going mining then? But really, you're only getting your mining ready for TBC. So you can pretty much, as soon as you ding 60 or before, whatever you want to do, because you might be able to use blacksmithing to help you level as well, you know, just literally max blacksmithing to 300. All the mats that you gather to get your mining to 300 along the way, just sell them all or keep them all ready for TBC, for, you know, to sell, or do whatever you want to do with them. But what I'm saying is, it's probably worth going in to your Draenei Shaman in the pre-patch, or your Blood Elf Paladin, or whatever you decide to go, with a 300 profession toolkit, at least one done. So let's say you was going to be enchanting tailoring. Let's say you was going to go Resto Shaman, or you was going to go Holy Paladin, you wanted to go tailoring enchanting. Those two, you can just absolutely get all the mats now for free, 1 to 300. You know, there's no point not to. So it's something that you can do now while you're a bit bored waiting for the pre-patch, and just get all those things ready. And then this is not quite professions. Well, it's not professions at all, but it's something else you could do, where you could get your, like, again, I'm focusing on Shamans and Paladins because I think that's going to be the majority of the Blood Elves and Draenei that we see to begin with. So what you could do is get all the materials for your epic mount. So for example, you know, you need the Arcanite bars, etc. I'll put all on the screen what you would need if you wanted to get your Paladin epic quest items ready for your mount, obviously now, because you might as well, there's no point waiting. They'll probably go up in price actually if you wait, so probably better to get them now. But you could get all of these ready, so as soon as you're 60, boom, you can do your epic mount quest, everybody's a winner. Now this one's only relevant really if you've got a second account. It's not, I've not heard many people talk about it, and I don't know why, because it's gonna make things a lot easier. So if you've got if you're doing your shaman or your paladin or your Draenei, your blood elf, if you're doing that on a second account, so that's the only character that you're gonna have on there because it's a brand new account, but you've still got your main account. There's a few alts or you know, level 60s that you've got now that you might not be using that could be useful. So what I mean by this is, let's say you're level 1, you're on Blood Mist Isle or wherever, you've just created your character. If you've got a hunter, let's say a hunter, you can literally have a macro, you know, set up that you invite the hunter and you remove the hunter when you want him in and out the group. And why the hunter? What am I talking about here? Tap grinding? No, I'm not talking about tap grinding, even though you could do that. I'm talking about just running around with Aspect of the Pack on at all times, you know, until you get your mount. Now, I personally would do this. I've got a hunter. I would literally just have it, and it's not even got to be 60, remember. As long as your hunter's got pack, you're sorted. Just bang that hunter on follow, and as I say, just whenever you're about to kill something, just kick him from the group, invite him afterwards. You know, it might seem like a bit of faff, but the amount of time you'll save with that extra movement speed will be massive. So while we're on that as well, other things that you can utilise on your main account. Now, I appreciate not everyone's got 2 accounts, so this is not for you all, but I wanted to throw this in because I think some of it's quite useful. So summoning, obviously. If you've got a warlock to summon, you do need friends who've got clickers, but, you know, if they want you to be leveling, if you're going for some sort of speed leveling session or whatever, they might set some clickers up in positions with your warlock so you can quickly summon it from place to place. Or if you've got a mage, make sure you've already moved your mage to Exodar or Silvermoon, you know, already, so then you can just head over and open a portal for your second character. You know, it's all these little things that save a lot of time, and that adds up over time as well. And I think where we're going to save time is going to be the big one that we're going to talk about next. Alright, so the next 2 points I think are quite big ones, if I'm honest, and that's, so first we're going to talk about items. I mean, items it goes without saying that obviously the better your gear, the quicker you're going to level. Now, you might plan on getting boosted. If you're planning on just getting boosted all the way to 60, then most of this is largely irrelevant, if I'm honest. But if you're planning on doing dungeons or you're planning on questing, grinding, whatever you're going to do, then, you know, a lot of this is going to help a lot. And especially, like, let's say you're going to be a prop paladin who's AoE grinding, which we know is really efficient, then obviously having a decent, like, one-hander, shield, you know, all enchanted up is only going to help. So what I would suggest doing is literally the blue items, like weapons and that, they're not that expensive. So now, even if you ain't got that much gold, start farming some gold now before the pre-patch just to get yourself ready. So when we're talking items, we're talking consumables. So why not get some elixirs or, you know, some healing potions or some buff food, whatever, because anything is going to help. You might as well literally have enough consumables to have 100% uptime on them all the way to 60. So we'll go with consumables first, then obviously getting the biggest bags that you can ready as for your bank as well, you know, so you can literally create your character, bang, all bags, you know, stick them in the bank as well. I mean, ideally, like I was saying before, with things you can do with a second account, you really want your main or one of your alts or whatever on your other account sat there with everything in its inventory ready to trade over. So at level 1, you've not got to wait for Mal or anything like that. You can just bang, you know, trade your other character and then you've got everything. Again, that's what I would be doing. But outside of having the big bags, you really want to get a decent blue weapon. If you're a melee character, which, as I say, paladins, shamans, the majority of you are going to level as ret, prot or enhancement, then you can, like, make sure you've got a blue for every 5 or 6 levels. But why just stop there? You know, make sure you get a decent enchant on it. Fiery weapon is so cheap. You know, small radiant shards are nothing. 1 essence of fire is nothing. You could literally get 4 or 5 weapons to take you up to about, I don't know, 30, 40, something like that, all with fiery weapon on. Now, as I say, fiery weapon's cheap, but it's extremely effective, and it's massively effective at lower levels anyway. So, you know, when you get to the higher levels, you might want a weapon with Crusader on, you might want a weapon with life stealing on. You know, you've got lots of options on enchants, but, you know, start getting these weapons now. Start planning it out so you've got a different weapon for every sort of 5, 10, even if it was 10 levels. You know, the blues are so much more powerful than what you're going to get from quests that they will last a lot longer as well anyway. But there's some of those big ones. I mean, if you was to get like Kang the Decapitator, I know that's an epic, but something like that, then you got like Fiery War Axe, which is a bit quick, but it's still decent, you know, decent DPS. Again, it's got a fiery like damage proc, and then you could put fiery weapon on it as well. All these things where you can just literally just tear through mobs as quickly as possible. Now again, This only really counts or matters if you're not going to be getting boosted, but I would say the majority of us are just going to want to level it and enjoy it. I mean, I don't enjoy leveling, but I'm sure some of you do. That's items. So then going on to something which is, they're still items, but a lot bigger. Now, there's a lot. I'm not going to go through a massive, exhaustive list of items that you can get ready now, but you can get a lot of quest XP basically stored up there, ready to go, if you plan properly, and then you do them at like the relevant level brackets. So we can start with cloth. You know, having enough cloth to donate to each faction. So I think you need like 300 of each cloth, but you can do these at different levels just to get a bit of a boost in. And like I said, if you've got a mage, you can just portal yourself to each of the cities, hand all the cloths in, get loads of easy XP along the way, and well, yeah, as I say, any XP is better than, it's better to have it ready now and be able to just get real quick easy XP while you're leveling. But some other examples are like gooey spider legs, which you can farm, you know, that's for a quest in Duskwood. Turtle meat for the quest in Hillsbrad. A big one is getting all the Strangleform pages, having all the Strangleform pages already there, ready just to hand in. That's a massive amount of XP. And then think about the repeatable quest items. So, you know, going and getting the Waste Wander pouches or Wastewater pouches, whatever they're called, from Tannerus, ready to hand in as well. I know you're going to get those naturally while you're questing, but if you're just, you know, wanting to just literally as soon as you get there, bang, hand them in, get some quick XP, then why not? The only other ones really that spring to mind that stand out without sort of going in and heavily researching exactly what items you should get ready, which I would recommend you to do. You know, I would recommend you to do it if you're taking it that serious. But like the hand-ins for the food buffs from Blasted Lands, so like the Spore Pock pinchers and Score Pock pinchers, whatever they're called, the Blasted Boar Lungs and all of those stuff. So getting those and handing them in, and then obviously you've got the 2 Draenei diamonds that you can hand in as well. So you've got the imperfect one and the flawless one. Obviously further than 1 is going to be classed as a repeatable quest, so you're not going to get an XP after that, but handing them in the first time you're going to get XP, so totally worth doing. Ungoro, get the Ungoro soil, get 7 of each crystal. Those pylon quests give really good XP, and just to be able to go and hand those straight in, run around the pylons, hand them in at them as well, I mean, that's a lot of XP nice and quickly. And you can see all of these starting to add up, you know, in the time saved, especially the ones in Ungoro. Do you really want to be running around picking crystals up off the floor, picking Ungoro soil off the floor? There's no point. You might as well just get them all now. You'll get them on the auction house for like 20 silver each or something ridiculous. Have them all in your bag ready to go. Another big one, which I haven't tested, but I'm assuming the first hand-ins will still give XP, and that's the ones at Lights Hope Chapel. So this is for when you're a little bit higher, but you know, you can already stock up on 30 Dark Iron Scraps, Savage Fronds, Cryptstalker parts or whatever they're called, the bone fragments, you know, all of, just go and look at those quests in Eastern Plaguelands, the repeatable hand-in ones. The first hand-in should give XP, so you could get all those ready as well now. I mean, you know, these are just things that you should probably start thinking about. You know, I definitely use the ones that I've just said, but I'm not saying it's an exhaustive list. There's probably loads of others that you could like put a bit of research into and find, you know, repeatable quests that are not bind on pick up, you know, items that you can just keep stored up now and then just go and hand in for just some quick XP. I mean, outside of that, there's not really anything that I can think of, you know. So just to sort of recap, you know, having items ready to hand in, having consumables, having, you know, blue weapons and stuff to equip, blue armor, all fully enchanted up as well, just for extra speed. Utilising that second account with, you know, a hunter's aspect to the pack, for example, or your mage's portals or warlock summoning. Having your epic mount materials ready if you were a paladin or a warlock. You might be leveling a blood elf warlock. And really just having your professions lined up, you know, what professions you're going to want in TBC, and then having those profession kits, if you like, already together, ready just to smash straight to 300 as soon as you're ready. The only one minor downside I see to going Draenei a blood elf in the pre-patch is having to level fishing again. I mean, cooking, I didn't mention cooking, but you can have all the materials ready to max your cooking as well. But you're probably going to want to go in with quite high fishing skill in TBC, because believe it or not, it's a really good gold maker, and you're probably just going to do it for your own consumables for raids, etc. But look, guys, that's where I'm going to leave it. I genuinely hope some of this, if not all of it, was of some use. If it was of some use, please, as I say, make sure you like, because remember the really strange giveaway I'm going to start monitoring over the next few months. Might not give anything away, or if you all start smashing like on every video I've ever put out, I might be giving a lot away. But, you know, it's a risk I'm willing to take. But thank you for all your support, guys. Thank you to all of you subscribers who have just been keeping that sub count just going up and up and up. We're closing in on 20k. Let's get there before TBC, and I'll see you on the next one.